finally now, Basil, tomorrow evening, this time, the Guyana National Stadium will be rocking.
Yes,
Once we get rid of all the hypotheses and
yes, yes, yes.
all the theory, and
Uh-huh.
we focus on cricket, because
Yes,
this year tournament will already go down in history as one of as the most controversial
we probably
CPL
will.
thus far. Um,
I got something to say to you on that. Continue when you finish.
yes, many persons, the majority of persons who are not supporting the Guyana Amazon Warriors, they
And
want St. Lucia to win. It's just happened that way, that if you are not a Warriors supporters, you want St. Lucia to win.
mhm.
In time past, there are persons who will probably support Barbados Royals, and that support would have been split between both teams.
Mhm.
Now, all of that support have gone to the St. Lucia Kings.
Yes.
And it has become so controversial. Politicians getting involved, the regular man getting involved. I tell you something, Basil, and I said it last night on the watch along. Yesterday, one of my very best friends, Mark never heard of the incident, and he and I had some business to transact yesterday. And I told Mark of the incident, and Mark absolutely agreed that something went wrong.
Fishy.
He said
Something
that
fishy.
it doesn't right. It
Yeah.
cannot be right that the light come back on 2 minutes. And although he and I disagree all day, because I'm telling that I just think it's a coincidence, and he's saying no, it's not a coincidence. And it all day there was an argument about it. So I know that a lot of persons believe that it was not a coincidence. And the common sentiment is that Guyana Amazon Warriors, it is alleged, let's put alleged there, that
Yes.
something was done to
Something
get
nefarious.
rid
Something
of the
nefarious.
arch rival Trinbago Knight Riders.
Yes.
Go ahead with your comment, Brazil, and tell us what are your thoughts and who you think is going to win tomorrow night.
But first, I want to say I think the CPL dropped the ball, and then I'll tell you why. CPL in that release, in my view, when I found out some information, I think the CPL ended up throwing Rayon King under the bus, because in their release they did not say that in the playoffs the time limit goes up from 90 minutes an inning to 95 minutes. So that's where that 10 minutes came into play. 5 minutes each inning, that additional 10 minutes came into play. Had they said that, all the speculation and all the controversy be thrown out the window as to the start time. And because of that also, that 22:52 would have never been the time to start back. Somebody dropped the ball along the line and forgot that the rules change in the playoffs, right? I received that information the next morning from somebody who was close to the situation. And I said, oh, well, because remember they say it was in the hand of the match referee, Rayon King, and blah, 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 about the starting, when the time is going to
Yeah,
start.
here's what they said about, here is what the statement said about
Mhm.
Ryan King.
Right.
Well, I,
You
that,
had it, go back,
that,
go right there at the top. You see at the
right,
top.
right here at the top.
Yes, Rayon King, CWI senior match referee, who was in charge of the playing conditions team on the night set. The Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League playing conditions allow for 1 hour extra time to be added to the game before overs are lost, and a failure of floodlights is treated in exactly the same way as an interruption for rain. The priority for the match officials team is always for the safety of players, but they also work to try to see if the outcome of the game, one way or another, can be achieved on the field of play. This was the focus applied during the eliminator match. Now, at no time in there where it talks about there is a difference of the time limit from regular season to the playoffs that goes from 90 to 95 minutes. So had that been put in there, we all would have seen we all would have seen then, okay, it's in your playing conditions. So that 11:01 start was going to be the correct start, not 22-52
Not
as
not
was told to
10:52.
us.
Yeah, once they
Yes,
put in the 10:52 and then
exactly.
change it to
So
11:02.
that the match started within the framework they said,
Yes,
according to their playing condition, and all this controversy gone out the window.
yes. So tomorrow match now, Basil. Have you heard that tickets are going for on the resale market for $1,000 US, which is
Really?
almost $250,000 Guyanese dollars?
Anybody who would pay that kind of money got to be smoking some of the cheapest weed, because I will be watching the game on TV. It's not worth that. That the value of the game is not worth that at all. I think this game is gonna be come down to which team bowls the best, right? Because both teams got a decent batting units, but it's gonna come down to who bowls the best. And I would, in terms of that, I would have to give St. Lucia the edge in terms of which team has bowled better throughout the tournament. I would give the guys from St. Lucia. So it should be a very interesting match. Obviously, I'm back in Guyana, but I think this match will be a very exciting match. One that will go down to the wire.
Is it the pitch that they are going to play on tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Will it be a fresh pitch, or has it
Well,
been used before?
that's a question to be asked, because I don't think it would make sense to have a fresh pitch for the final. That pitch, you don't know what kind of characteristics it have, but you never know. I just hope it's not one of the pitches they have on the square where the ball just keeps getting lower and lower and lower, and it makes it hard for stroke play, right? I want to see a match where, it's a more even battle between bat and ball.
In the last two matches, would consider those pitches fairly decent pitch.
Yes.
St. Lucia won the toss and bat first in qualifier number 1. Much to the surprise of many, they end up making over 200 runs and winning the match. Do you expect something similar tomorrow night if they win the toss again?
Yeah, I think so. I think chasing at Providence is a very tough situation. And then for a couple of reasons. It's a final. If you put up a good score on the board, scoreboard pressure. So you got all of those things all aligned, right? And as the old saying say, pressure bursts pipes, right? So if I'm a team, I want to have all that pressure on the batting team chasing to win the game if I put up a good total.
Scoreboard pressure as usual.
Exactly. Because just
to
make this quick point, and why scoreboard pressure? People often say, why y'all say this? But what to let folks understand, what the scoreboard pressure we talking about, because every time you get a dot ball, the required run rate just keeps going up and up, and that is the scoreboard pressure.
Yes, Basil. So just clear there. So there's no doubt about it that there'll be no light out tomorrow, and
better not.
If rain fall, it's an act of nature, act of God. If rain fall, exactly. And there will be no light out. What if there's a light out tomorrow? What if, Basil? What if everything align?
Yes.
That the Warriors are losing, and then there's a light out. What do you think will happen, Basil?
There will have to be some serious investigation